The auctioneer's gavel fell, but in that dusty Texas stockyard, every eye was on a barefoot boy clutching a single crumpled dollar.
$1. It has to be enough. It's all Mama has left.
What do you think you are bidding on, boy? That half-blind nag?
She stood in the corner pen, a Palomino mare with ribs like a washboard and one clouded eye.
Fine. If you want to humiliate yourself, I'll sell her for $1. Sold.
The crowd erupted in laughter as the boy took the rope and led the limping mare out of the auction gate, barefoot and head high.
Come on, girl. We're going home.
The cowboys along the rail exchanged glances. A boy with nothing had just bought a horse. He didn't know the secrets hidden in that horse's bloodline, or in his own. All he knew was that 12 miles home, his mother was waiting for a miracle. The sun was low when Lucas finally turned up the dirt path to the old farmhouse, the mare limping behind him.
Please, Mama. Be awake. I brought you something.
Inside the dim bedroom, Elena lay swaddled in quilts, her dark hair fanned on the pillow. Her eyes flickered toward the window at the sound of hooves.
Lucas, what do you have there?
She's yours, Mama. I bought her for you. With my $1.
Oh, my brave boy. You walked all that way.
The mare stumbled into the yard, her clouded eye catching the last light. Elena pressed a pale hand to the window glass.
Come here, mijo. Let me see your face.
Lucas knelt by her bed, and her trembling fingers traced his tear-streaked cheeks, but a harsh cough seized her, and the moment shattered. Her time was running out faster than either could bear. Elena's frail hand slipped beneath the thin mattress and withdrew a yellow envelope, sealed with dried wax.
Lucas, this is for you. Promise me you won't open it until the truth must set you free.
I promise, Mama, but you are not going anywhere. You are going to get better.
Mijo, you've been so brave. Remember, I love you. I always will.
Her eyes fluttered shut, and her breathing grew shallow. Lucas gripped her hand, but the warmth was slipping away. He pressed the envelope to his chest as her hand went limp, a single tear tracing his cheek.
Mama? Mama? No.
Outside, the mare let out a low, mournful whinny, as if sensing the loss. Lucas sat on the floor, the sealed letter in his lap, the weight of solitude pressing down. He didn't know that envelope held a truth that would one day bring a powerful man to his knees. 3 years later, the boy was taller and the Palomino no longer limped. She glided.
For you, Mama. Today we run for you.
At the starting line, other riders glanced at the dusty gold mare with the cloudy eye and smirked.
Just run like we practiced. Don't think about anything else.
When the flag dropped, the mare surged, a gait that laughed at her brokenness, hooves thundering dust.
She's flying. Can you see her, Mama?
They crossed the finish 2 lengths ahead, the crowd's disbelief hanging in the sun-scorched air.
We did it, girl. We showed them.
A few cowboys exchanged looks. A reject horse winning wasn't just luck, it was something more. And in the stands, a stranger in a hat closed his notebook, eyes locked on the gold mare. The stranger from the stands made his way down, his worn notebook still in hand.
Whoever he is, he's not here to congratulate us.
That's some mare you've got. How long have you had her?
She's mine, since I was 10.
Where'd she come from? I know bloodlines, and she's no ordinary trail horse.
Bought her for $1 at an auction. People laughed.
$1? For a horse that runs like this? Something doesn't add up.
Jack circled the mare, his trained eye tracing the shape of her head, the set of her legs.
Son, I don't mean to be rude, but that horse might be worth a lot more than $1.
Lucas felt a chill that had nothing to do with the evening breeze. The secret he carried tightened in his chest. That night, in a rented motel room, Jack spread his racing records across a wobbly desk.
That Palomino had the stride of a champion. Too fast to be a nobody.
He pulled an old breed registry from his bag and flipped to the champion section.
Number. That's her. Royal Solstice. The star. The snip. The clouded eye.
The registration named the owner, Robert Whitfield, and a value of $400,000.
A stolen champion, and a boy bought her for $1 at auction.
He sat for a long moment. Then he reached for a blank sheet of paper.
Mr. Whitfield, I believe I've found your missing mare.
He folded the clerk's copy of the registration inside, sealed the envelope, and wrote a name on the front. By morning, the letter was in the mail, and the truth was no longer buried. 3 days later, a white envelope landed on Robert Whitfield's desk, postmarked from Dallas.
A missing mare after all these years.
The registration photo fell out first. A palomino with a star and one clouded eye.
Royal Solstice, my $400,000 champion, sold for $1 by that barefoot brat.
His fist slammed the mahogany desk, shaking the whiskey decanter and rattling his gold belt buckle.
That auction, that day, I was the one laughing. Now I am the fool. That horse is mine. I'll strip that boy of everything, down to the last penny.
He yanked the telephone from its cradle and dialed the number he kept for such purposes.
File the complaint. By morning. Replevin of stolen property. I want that horse back.
The receiver slammed down, and a legal war ignited that would cost far more than money. The county sheriff's car crunched up the dirt drive, and Lucas felt the air turn cold.
This can't be good. No one official comes here without trouble.
A thick envelope was thrust into his hands, stamped with the county court seal.
Replevin, stolen property. They're saying Madre was stolen.
Through the windshield of a black luxury truck, a white Stetson watched.
That's right, boy. Everything you have is about to be mine.
She's not stolen. I bought her fair. I have the receipt.
The sheriff only tipped his hat and walked away, leaving the boy staring at the mare.
They'll have to kill me before they take her. She's all I have left of Mama.
The mare lifted her head, her cloudy eye catching the light, as if she understood the war had begun. The next afternoon, Lucas sat in a corner booth of the highway diner, a leather briefcase across from him.
I can't pay, but I have to try.
So you are the boy who bought a champion for $1. Tell me everything.
He placed the crumpled auction receipt, the Replevin order, and a photo of his mother on the table.
Whitfield has a paper trail that looks solid, but something about his claim feels wrong. I'll take your case, Lucas. No charge. But I won't lie to you. He'll come at you with everything.
What do we have against him?
A fair sale, a dead mother, and a horse the court might see as stolen. It's not much, but I've won with less.
Outside the window, a truck rumbled past, its shadow swallowing the booth. Lucas clung to her words like a lifeline. Not knowing the real battle hadn't even begun, the county courthouse smelled of old wood and tension. Lucas sat rigid beside Clara as the judge called the first witness.
I've scouted champions for 20 years. That mare matches Royal Solstice. Exactly. Brand, star, eye, worth 400 grand.
Whispers rippled through the gallery. The value alone made people lean forward.
That horse was stolen from my breeding stock 3 years ago. I have the original registration and a theft report. I want my property back, and I want that boy to learn that theft doesn't pay.
Mr. Whitfield, your theft report was filed 3 weeks ago, but the mare disappeared from your ranch over 3 years ago. Why the delay? And can you explain how a stolen champion ended up at a public auction with no brand inspection inquiry?
Whitfield's jaw tightened, but no answer came. The judge's pen paused over his notepad.
My client bought that horse in an open, documented sale. The real question is why a $400,000 animal was ever labeled worthless.
The courtroom fell silent. The case was no longer simple, and the scales had begun to tilt. The judge's voice cut through the silence. No evidence of theft. The sale at auction was legal. The horse belongs to the defendant.
We won. She's still mine.
The court ruled, Lucas, but Whitfield won't accept it. He has the money for an appeal.
You think a county judge decides this? I'll drag this to the appellate court. That horse is mine, and I'll prove it.
The gavel struck once, final and firm, but the echo seemed to promise more battle.
An appeal will take months, maybe years. And it will cost. Can you hold on that long?
Whitfield pushed through the courtroom doors, the white Stetson vanishing into harsh sunlight.
1 round. But the fight isn't over. Not yet.
We'll fight. But I need you to be ready for what comes next. It might get worse before it gets better.
Lucas nodded, his eyes already on the courthouse steps, where somewhere beyond, his mare was waiting. 3 weeks after the ruling, a thicker envelope arrived, bearing the seal of the appellate court.
Whitfield filed the appeal. He's hired a big Dallas firm now. This could stretch out for years, and it'll drain you dry.
Years. I can barely keep feed in the barn.
Lucas, a collector, reached out. He's offering $200,000 for the mare. Cash. No strings.
The typed offer hung in the air like smoke. $200,000. Enough to save the farm.
Sell her? She's the last piece of mama I have.
Think hard. The appeal could wipe you out, but if you let her go, you walk away with money. And no more fights.
I promised her I'd never give up. But I am tired, Clara.
The evening stretched into silence. The only sound, the mare's soft breath. The offer letter sat on the kitchen table that night, unspoken and unanswered. Unable to sleep, Lucas pushed open the door to his mother's old room, the air thick with silence.
I can't sell her, but I can't lose this farm either.
His foot caught a loose floorboard near the bed. A memory flared, his mother kneeling here long ago. He lifted the plank and pulled out a small wooden box, its surface worn smooth by time. Inside, resting on faded velvet, lay the yellow envelope, sealed with wax just as she'd left it.
Open when the truth must set you free. Mama, I need that truth now.
For 3 years the wax had held. Now, with trembling fingers, he cracked the seal. The folded paper slipped out, the scent of dried lavender clinging to it.
Her handwriting, so careful, so gentle.
His eyes found the first words, and the world tilted. My dearest Lucas, if you are reading this, I am gone, and the truth can no longer hurt me.
She sounds so alive in these words.
The man who laughed at you that day is Robert Whitfield. He is my first husband.
First husband. Then Whitfield is.
I fled when I was pregnant with you. He was cruel, controlling. I took only what I could carry, my mother's mare.
Madre's mother. She was his stock. That means Madre is.
The Palomino foal you bought is from his own ranch. You, Lucas, are his son.
His son. The man who humiliated us. My father.
The photograph slipped out. A young Elena beside a fierce-looking man in a white Stetson. Lucas stared at the face he'd only ever seen, sneering down at him. Now, a ghost from a life that should have been his. The next morning, Lucas slid into the same diner booth, his face pale and his hand shaking as he placed the envelope on the table.
You didn't sleep. What's in that envelope, Lucas?
The truth my mother hid. About my father.
Clara unfolded the letter and began to read, her expression shifting from curiosity to disbelief as her eyes moved down the page.
Whitfield is your father, and Madre is from his own breeding stock.
Every penny he spent trying to take her. She was his all along, but she's mine.
This isn't a property case anymore. It's an inheritance claim. If we present this, his case collapses. No court will give a man his own son's horse.
Then we do it. I am not hiding anymore.
Clara folded the letter and tucked it into her briefcase, a new fire in her eyes. The appeal would not be a defense. It would be a reckoning. The appellate courtroom was packed. 3 judges sat high, and the air felt thinner than the county court.
Your Honors, the defendant purchased this horse in good faith, but the true ownership is far more complicated than a simple sale.
From her briefcase, she withdrew a yellowed envelope, the wax seal broken, and handed it to the clerk.
This letter was written by Elena Reyes before she died. It reveals a truth that changes everything. Robert Whitfield is not just the alleged victim here. He is Lucas's father.
Gasps erupted. Whitfield shot to his feet, his Stetson knocked askew as he grabbed the bench for support.
The mare, Royal Solstice, was bred on Whitfield's ranch. Yes, but Lucas is his son, making the horse part of his own family's legacy.
The head judge leaned forward, gavel forgotten, eyes moving between the letter and Whitfield's ashen face.
It's out. Now he has to face it.
The courtroom dissolved into murmurs, but the battle had shifted from property to paternity, from greed to guilt. The bailiff handed a photocopy of the letter to Whitfield. His hand trembled as he took it, the handwriting unmistakably Elena's. The words scorched him. You laughed at him, selling his own horse for $1 as if he were nothing. The courtroom watched as the paper quaked in his grip, his knuckles white and his mustache twitching. He dragged his eyes up and found Lucas across the room, the boy he'd humiliated and dismissed.
Those dark eyes. I've only ever seen them in one other person. In Elena. In me. Elena, you. You are my son.
He finally sees me, but the whole world knows now, and I don't know what comes next.
The courtroom fell into a silence so complete, the only sound was the soft rustle of a page. The Stetson slipped from his fingers and spun slowly on the floor, the crown dented, the symbol of a crumbling empire. Robert Whitfield's knees buckled, as if the floor had vanished beneath him.
Everything. The horse, the boy, Elena's hatred. It was all my doing.
A raw sob tore from his chest, the sound of a man who had lost everything he never knew he had.
Forgive me. I didn't know. I didn't know you were my son.
He's crying. The same man who laughed at me is on his knees.
Lucas didn't move. He watched the man who had humiliated him, now humbled into dust.
I sold my own flesh and blood for $1. Elena was right to leave me.
Tears dripped onto the letter, still clutched in his fist, smearing the ink of a dead woman's love.
This is the truth Mama wanted me to see. Not revenge, just justice.
The courtroom held its breath, witnessing not a legal verdict, but a human one. The head judge raised his gavel, his voice cutting through the silence with finality. This court finds the horse was legally purchased and rightfully belongs to Lucas Reyes. The appeal is denied.
Lucas, it's over. She's yours.
Mama, I kept my promise. She stays with me.
Whitfield, still on his knees, nodded weakly. The fight had gone out of him. The gavel fell one final time, sealing the ruling that could not be appealed.
No more appeals. No more threats. The mare is yours, and no one can take her.
Lucas finally allowed a breath he felt he had been holding for 3 years.
Thank you, Clara. You did more than win a case. You gave me my past back.
Outside the window, a distant Palomino silhouette stood against the Texas sun, waiting. The courthouse doors swung open, and Lucas stepped into the white heat of the Texas afternoon.
There she is, still waiting, just like always.
He untied the rope with hands that no longer shook and pressed his forehead against her warm neck.
It's over, Madre. We're going home.
In the courthouse doorway, a shadow leaned against the frame.
He's riding away, and he won't ever look back.
Lucas swung into the saddle, the leather creaking like a familiar song.
I won't look back. He doesn't deserve that, but maybe one day.
He nudged the mare with his heels, and she walked forward, her limp a distant memory now. The horse's tail flicked once, and the boy who had once been barefoot vanished into the sun. The old farmhouse greeted them in silence, the porch light flickering against the violet sky.
Quiet, just the way Mama kept it.
In the barn, he filled a bucket with oats, and the mare's warm muzzle pressed into his palm.
You carried me through the darkest days. You never once gave up on me.
From his pocket, he withdrew the yellow envelope, the broken wax seal still clinging to its edge.
Mama's truth set me free. Now this is just a piece of paper.
He settled on the porch steps, the empty envelope in his lap, watching the horizon burn gold. Madre ambled over and rested her nose on his shoulder, her breath warm and steady.
I am home, Mama. She's never leaving my side again.
The farm stood peaceful. the boy and his mare silhouetted against the fading light, finally still. The boy who walked 12 miles barefoot had now walked through fire and ice. He had paid $1 for what the world called worthless, and discovered a champion. He had uncovered a father who had been a stranger, and a mother who had been a secret. And in the end, he learned that blood doesn't make a family. Love does. The mare, who was blind in one eye, saw more than most. She had seen a scared boy and carried him into a future he never imagined. She stood now in the quiet pasture, her coat gleaming under the starlight, her clouded eye, once a mark of rejection, reflected the stars like a mirror. Some might still call her an old reject horse, but Lucas knew she was worth far more than $400,000.